Hello coders, welcome back to Tutorend. So guys, flowbite is a great UI library or component library based on the Tailwind CSS, and this is a fantastic library if you want to use different variants of a component built with the Tailwind CSS. Then you can choose this library to build your websites. In order to use this library in the React, you have to come to this documentation, or you can click on this link to visit the React specific documentation for the flowbite. And as you can see here, it is based upon the Tailwind CSS. So after creating a new React app, you can create a new React app with the create React app or using the Vite. So in this video I'm going to use the Vite because it is easy to set up everything and it is very fast. So guys, to use the flowbite, you have to install the Tailwind CSS in your React application. So first of all, let's create a React app. So guys, now I'm going to open the command prompt and I'm going to create a new React app or initiate a new React app with the Vite. If you want to create a new React app with the create React app, then you can do that too. Both is going to work fine and the process is very similar. Right, if you run this command, then you can see the window like this. So you have to press Y and just continue. And after that, you can select one of these with the arrow key, and I'm going to select the React, and after that JavaScript with the arrow keys, and now press enter, and it is going to create a new React app with the JavaScript in it. And now we are going to open this in VS Code, and you guys can see here, this is the only difference, that index.html file is outside of the public folder in this Vite application or the Vite method of create React app. And after that, let's run this command to install all the dependencies for this application. So we have to run this npm install, and after that the project is going to be completed, and we can now run this with the npm run dev, as you will run in the create React app with the npm start. And now it is going to show us in the browser our development server, and this is the React app which we just created. So as now let's see what we can do further. So after that, you can see here we have to install Tailwind CSS in order to install flowbite in our application. So just run these commands. I have already created videos on how to install Tailwind CSS, so you can watch them too if you don't want to follow this along. So now after that, you have to insert the Tailwind CSS config files by running this command. And after some time, you can see this config file here, and in this file we have to paste or write the source of path of the files in which we are going to use the Tailwind CSS or flowbite CSS components. So we have to paste path like this because we are going to use the Tailwind CSS or components of the flowbite in this project in the src folder. After that, you have to paste these 3 lines or directives in the index.css so that our Tailwind CSS classes is going to be built in the CSS. And now we can just use these Tailwind CSS classes in our application. So let's write something right here with the Tailwind CSS class, and let's write some Tailwind CSS classes to see if it works. So now we have to restart the server to see the effect. So let's run this again, and after that you can see the Tailwind CSS classes being built, and our Tailwind CSS classes is going to work in the application. And that means the Tailwind CSS is now installed in our application. So after that, the further process is to use the flowbite, and to use the flowbite we have to run this command which is going to install the flowbite in our application. So let's run this command, and similarly it is going to install the flowbite. And after that, we have to paste this code which is going to be the plugin for our Tailwind CSS library, and the flowbite is going to work as a plugin. So let's write this in the Tailwind config.js. So guys, after this you can see here we have to paste this line to use the components of the flowbite in our application, just like we did for the components of our application. So just paste it like this. So it is going to include the modules or components of that flowbite from our modules, node modules, which is basically the components inside our application got installed from the flowbite library. And these are the components which we are going to use in our component or application. So guys, our application is now fully set up with the flowbite and the Tailwind CSS. Now you can use these components of the flowbite which you can see here. So these are the components which you can see and use in your application. But guys, we have separate components for the React, especially built for React in the Flowbite, and you can use that instead of using these components. So let's visit the React Flowbite documentation by clicking on this link, and you can see here the instruction we followed are just the same as we are seeing here. So you don't have to worry about that. You can visit this link or just follow that documentation. And guys, after that, let's see what are the components React Flowbite or flowbite-react provides us. So guys, here you can see there are multiple components like alert, accordion, navbar, buttons, and many more. So guys, let's try the alert. And guys, alert is basically to give the information or notifications in the applications. And guys, you can see here you can use variant of these alerts by passing proofs which you need to show. For example, let's import this and let's use it. So we're gonna import this from the flowbite-react, and now let's use the alert by just writing alert here, and we have to pass a string or anything which we want to show in the alert. So let's write something here, and guys, as you can see here, the alert has been shown. And guys, by default the alert mode is info, so if you want to change the mode, then you can pass proof like this, and you can pass the color which you want to show, for example failure or success. But first of all, let's wrap this in a div so we can code clean. So now let's change the mode here by passing the color props as failure, and as you can see here, it has been turned red. That means the failure. And if you want to pass the success, then you can pass it like this. You can also change the styling and behavior of these components. And let's see another one, that is avatar. An avatar for icons or the profile icons for the users. And guys, let's see another component, that is navbar. We all need navbars in our websites and applications. So guys, let's see what are the navbars it provides. So there is basically 3 types of navbar Flowbite provides, and you can choose one of them or customize however you like these navbars. So let's try this first one, and guys, these are also responsive, so you don't have to worry about that. So let's choose the first one, which looks very simple, and we can understand it customizability easier. So let's paste it inside our code, and it is not going to work as of now because we haven't imported the navbar from the flowbite-react, so we have to import it, and after that it is going to work. So let's understand what the navbar is in the flowbite. So first of all, you can see here there is a navbar main component. Inside you can see there fluid and rounded, that means the headbar or the navbar is rounded. This is the Tailwind class. After that, you can see Tailwind brand, which means you can show the logo and title of your websites. For example, let me change this, and this is going to show as what I type. And this is the toggle button which we use to show the menus in the phone. Whenever the menu is going to be hidden in the phone, we can click on this button and show the menu. And this is the collapsible navbar, which means it is going to hide on the mobile phones, and when you click on this button it is going to show. So that's it. And here you can see the navbar link, which you can use to add links in the navbar, and you can add or remove any of these, and you can write active whenever you want to be highlighted, and you can pass the href to link to any page, and you can pass any children component to show that in the link, as I have written here an emoji. So as then after, you can see here badges, and badges are for the tags or anything like categories on the web page. And after that, you can see here buttons, which is my favorite one. In the Flowbite there are many types of buttons, and you can see here gradient versions, and you can see here very beautiful buttons. And now we can import this inside our application and see how it looks. And you can customize these buttons however you like by passing props. So let's import it from the flowbite-react. And you can see it is also interactive. Whenever you hover on this, it color changes. And guys, after that you can see here you can customize these with the Tailwind CSS classes. Any component you can customize with the Tailwind CSS classes. And guys, Tailwind CSS classes is going to override the by default flowbite classes. And guys, after that you can see here you can also change or implement the dark theme inside our application with these two component only. You can wrap all these components inside the flowbite, and after that you can add this button anywhere in your website in order to toggle dark mode, and it is going to work fine. So guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you understood what is flowbite and how you can use flowbite in your React application. And you can also join our Discord server in order to interact with other developers like you. Stay healthy, keep coding, and keep watching Tutorend.